It's been almost 8 months since Google's helpful content update, September of 2023. And I know some people are still holding out hope that Google might possibly reverse this, or that they'll make changes or tweaks to it so that bloggers might actually be able to make a living with blogs again. And then there are people talking about, oh, maybe you might be able to make your blog into like a business or some sort of e-commerce site or something like that. Now, Google doesn't actually care if your blog is a business or not in terms of getting traffic to it for the helpful content update or the March update or any of the subsequent updates from September 2023 until now, because a lot of completely legitimate brands like actual brick and mortar stores, not even just brick and mortar, online stores and stuff like that, places that I've physically been to, they got hit super hard also. So it's not really about that, but staying on target, we know that Reddit's going to stay at the top. Google's going to leave things how they are. Reddit and Quora are going to stay at the top. Quora's probably going to get knocked down once Google finally realizes that nobody actually wants to go to Quora. To this day, there are still no stories of anyone actually legitimately recovering from the helpful content update. Google themselves said they wouldn't reverse it. So at this point, the question for bloggers, and again, myself included, I was hit super hard by the helpful content update. It wasn't so hard at the beginning, but with the subsequent updates, just lost like 80+% of my traffic. Everything was written by me, everything reviewed by me. I owned all the individual products, didn't matter. Showed pictures and video footage of me using all that stuff, didn't matter. The question for us bloggers now is not, should we pivot, but what should we pivot to? So I'm subscribed to a few different email lists. I watch YouTube videos. I look on X a little bit, not that much, just to see what other SEO gurus and just people that are in the space are really doing, people that are blogging and things like that. Here are a few of the things that people have been pivoting to. I think the most viable one out of all of them, probably long-term, is some sort of email marketing newsletter. Basically, when you get somebody's email list and you send them something, whether it's a tip or a guide or like recommendations for products or whatever the case is, if you're sending them stuff through email, no search engine can really take that away. And no algorithm can really take that away. As long as you're good at copywriting, you can get people to open that email based on the title, then you can be successful with that. So I think long-term, some sort of email or newsletter might be the best way to go. But it's outside the wheelhouse of a lot of people that were into blogging that weren't really super interactive like that, one-to-one with people. Another pivot that I've done personally that I actually did before I was even blogging is YouTube. I think that you could do a lot of the same stuff, reviewing some products, recommending things. If you were into affiliate marketing, that's kind of the thing that a lot of bloggers were into. You can get AdSense money, which you were getting before. And even if you're with like Mediavine, Raptive, or anything like that, they were utilizing AdSense as like the backbone of their ads anyway. So you get the AdSense money from the views, and then you also get money from affiliate commissions for anything that you recommend in your videos. It's just you're gonna have to physically have all the products, which is what you were supposed to do before, and then review all that stuff. You don't even necessarily have to make reviews. It could be guides or whatever you want to do. If it's travel, you can just talk about yourself traveling there or show yourself traveling, vlogs and things like that, whatever the case is. So YouTube is very viable. Of course, the ads that YouTube gives you, like the money from it, is way worse than blogging. That was something that was crazy. It sucks, man. I was making, literally, there was periods where I was making over $100 a day from my blog, just from ads itself, not from affiliates or anything like that, just from ads. That does not. On YouTube, it's possible, but the amount of views that you would have to get in comparison would be like maybe like 6 or 7 times the amount of views. And this isn't including YouTube Shorts or anything like that. So YouTube is a viable alternative, but it doesn't pay as much as blogging did before. Still something that you can do. A lot of people are talking about doing something like some sort of a community or a forum or something like that and attaching that to your site. I haven't really experimented too much like that, or maybe making content on Reddit. So, you know, that's something else also. But the big pivot, the massive pivot, the one that a ton of people are doing, the topic of this video, I've seen a lot of YouTubers and people just big in SEO talking about this one. If you don't know these names, I'll go ahead and link some of them down there. Kevin Stats, he was like super big in blogging and stuff like that, and he just has been documenting his journey for years. Rob from Blogging Business, he's been super successful with this pivot. And Carl Broadbent, he was also super big in the SEO and blogging space. He pivoted over to this. He even was on a show with Doug Cunnington where he was talking about this new pivot that he was doing. I'm also doing this pivot. Basically, everybody that talks about it has really good things to say about it, including myself, though I'm not quite as fantastical about it as some of the other people that are like, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars in your sleep every single month. It's not quite like that. But the massive pivot is Amazon Influencer. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel already talking about Amazon Influencer. So this isn't really so much about me trying to convince you or not to get onto Amazon Influencer, but I will just lay out why it seems to be the most popular pivot. The main reason that Amazon Influencer is probably the best current pivot from blogging right now, at least short term, and that's key, is because you can do most of the same stuff that you were doing on your website, which is generally like reviewing stuff or recommending stuff or curating lists of things. And you can even do news and stuff like that too. But however you're doing it, you have products. The idea is to get views to your video, not article in this sense, and then gets people to buy the product. Whether you're doing a YouTube video, whether you're doing this on your blog, Amazon Influencer is the same kind of idea. It's just that you don't have to actually purposefully drive traffic there. You just make the video on the product, or review the product, put it on their website, and then you can get money from that, from commissions from that. They're lower than what you would get in associates in general, but that's how that works. So a lot of the same things that you were already doing from blogging, you're just doing it in a different format. The competition is also relatively low right now. It's not as saturated as blogging got when AI just basically took over. I'll make another video talking specifically about the saturation of the Amazon influencer program. I've already talked about it a little bit before, but just how it's affecting things. It's still a prime opportunity to get in right now, especially at the time of this recording. There's still some time before Amazon Prime Day, which is the one that is in summer. There's also like little different Prime days that Amazon has, which, you know, they have varying degrees of success. But Amazon Prime Day is a day that you can make just a ton of money, not just with associates, but influencer. There's also incentives that we don't know if they're going to do incentives like right now. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is there's massive opportunity on the horizon with Amazon Influencer. And because it's not too crowded, not too saturated, then this is a good time to get in. But overall, it has been extremely interesting to see all these people that were super hardcore in SEO, in blogging. They're now doing Amazon Influencer, or they're doing some other side hustles. Some people are even doing like Turo and stuff like that. And it's just crazy how the dynamic has shifted, and Google has just kind of like ripped that away from us, the bloggers, just the ability to make income from just making a blog. So if you are a blogger, what are the side hustles that you are considering? What are the pivots that you are looking into? Have you already made a pivot? This has been Omari from CashWhileYouSleep.com, and I'll see you in the next video.